Don't miss the nation's longest running and highest rated show on the concept of sports investing.
The FreeWinners.net radio show. I'm your host, Damon Roberts. Joining me here, it's the one and only Paul Nolan.
Saturday and Sunday from 9 to 10 a.m. on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
In times of need, get a full list of phone numbers, websites, and other important emergency information on the Demco Stormwatch page at 1045ESPN.com.
Play your favorite casino games and sports bet for free. Visit BetRivers.net. Must be 21. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
1045 WNXX Jackson, 1049 KNXX Donaldsonville, and WDGL HD2 Baton Rouge. This hour is brought to you by Spencer Callahan Injury Lawyers. The Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, presented by Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours, on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
From the Jamborees to the Superdome, your source for the most up-to-date scores and
The Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, presented by Lake Urgent Care and Lake After Hours, on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
From the Jamborees to the Superdome, your source for the most up-to-date scores and stats is right here.
Now, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, here's Todd Black, Jimmy Roy, and Cade Wazan.
Good evening and welcome to the Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours, Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, Jimmy Roy. Special guest for the night, Louisiana High School Coaches Association Director, Coach Eric Held.
Easiest job in the country.
Air traffic controller at the LHSA office. Doing, and I know on our airways here on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, by the way, thanks to our audience tuning in tonight on Cox Sports Television, as well as the 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge YouTube channel. Executive Director Bonine said it, but want to make sure, Coach, that I say it as well. Just commended you on the job you've done as far as the coordination, because week to week, it has just been, I can't even imagine what it's been like to try to coordinate and find games and help teams arrange their schedules amidst not only COVID-19, but multiple hurricanes this season.
It's been a Space Mountain ride in the daylight.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he referred to.
He's pretty accurate, I guess, when you consider.
You got to know Eric to appreciate that comment.
Right.
It's a true story. And Joseph will pull up the graphic here in a second. You can understand what we're talking about when we say tonight. Now, around the state, they've had other parts of the state that have been hit harder. I think the Baton Rouge area the last 2 weeks this has been the toughest that we've had to deal with. But statewide, this is a picture to tell you what's going on from, I'm not even going to list all the schools, but just incredible.
And I'll say, don't hold me accountable for all of them because they keep changing continuously, right, as Eric can. Like, for instance, I have Edie White up there, and that's not right, but.
You got Winfield in there. Edie White, Ecole Classique, Holy Cross. Look, just this week, I was talking with Troy LaBeouf earlier, and we were talking about Dutchtown, and for the second straight week, they were looking for a district game they were supposed to have, and they've had to, make other arrangements. It's been tough. We saw Pineville and Live Oak today. You've seen last week Catholic and Ruston, these interesting matchups late in the season. That's all a product of Coach making this thing happen, but it's been tough.
Brother Martin was one that was up there that's wrong. That was Holy Cross who had the issues. Make sure.
Well, there was several of them. I put both of them because they just weren't playing.
But the point of all this being is 2 weeks ago, there were 14 teams affected. Last week was 28. Today, last I know, Eric, it was 46. The last time you texted me today, what did it end up being?
It's at 49 right now,
49.
And it may even be 50.
So there's some thought that some may be playing hooky to get well. So that's kind of another thing that's going on out there is, because if a team were to play tonight and that team was not going to play in the playoffs and you move forward, there's a risk that through contact tracing you could be out in a couple of weeks. So it's a juggling act, and it's I don't know the answers to it.
And let's back up a little bit, because the executive committee met this week, and what was determined was that based on looking at all the teams and who's been able to play 4 games, right? It's not 4 wins, 4 games. If you were able to play 4 games, you're eligible then for the playoffs. So for teams like you're mentioning that maybe have reached that point or just slightly beyond that, and they see the risk ahead and see the chance to get into the postseason, there's some chance of some dishonesty out there.
And guys, some people questioned the 4 games and thought it should have been more, but you can't when you look at a team like Woodlawn here locally. They're 2-1. They've just been in a bad situation, and if it was anything more than 4, their kids wouldn't have had a chance to play. So a lot of people may not like some of the decisions that are made, but they look at it from a whole. It's just like, a parent that sees a team, they only see one player out there, but the LHSA sees things as a whole and does what's best for the entire association.
I think Todd's correct. I think there are definitely teams dodging games right now. They're looking at the power rankings. We'll have Mr. Hunter Bauer on from Go Preps a little later tonight. He'll break down some things for us, but I do think there are dodging games. Next week is going to be really interesting. You could play this Friday and still play 2 weeks when the playoffs start. They play next week, and they're already in the playoffs, and then all of a sudden COVID hits them or contact tracing hits that team, and then they forfeit the first-round game. I think you're going to see a lot of teams that are in the playoffs and that are secure, they're going to opt out. I think you're going to have some teams who have no shot of being in the playoffs, and I think bubble teams are going to be also, if they're around that 29 to 34 area, those are going to definitely want to play. You had in Mississippi, first round of the playoffs tonight, 9 games were forfeited because of COVID.
Opt-out has been an interesting word, and also bubble an interesting word, because talking with Coach, I wanted to clarify. I saw that Mr. Bonine said 9 state championships are going to be played between December 26th and 28th inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome. So that means select, non-select. We're all playing in the dome. Is that kind of an idea about a bubble situation, trying to keep things there?
Just bringing everybody back together. And the select committee, they had a postseason committee headed up by Brother Martin Principal Ryan Gallagher, who's on the LHSA executive committee. He headed that up, and a couple months ago they decided collectively that all postseason events would be at the same venue as it had been in the past. Of course, last year we had, with football and basketball, we saw that the select championship events were at their home venues or at a venue that they mutually decided upon. So it's good to get everyone back together, and just to revert back, of course, to with the football playoffs this year, 4-game minimum, and part of that is erring on the side of compassion. You had Hurricanes Laura, and then Zeta, and then, of course, COVID, and then teams who are trying to play and their opponents get COVID, and then by no fault of their own, they can't find an opponent because it's late in the game. So, of course, it's been a whirlwind with scheduling and helping coaches find opponents. You mentioned Hunter Bauer. He's been a great compliment to us at the LHSA with GoPreps.com and also the social media. He's been tremendous, and it's been fun to kind of keep in touch with him and compliment each other in finding coaches' games.
Guys, one thing I would mention, too, you talk about bringing things back together. You got to tip your hat to Acadiana, John Curtis, and Catholic. 3 of the top teams, and they're going after Ruston too. Also. Absolutely. Thank you. But they're going after the competition. They want to play and they want to get better. Mm-hmm. And I think that's an awesome thing.
And another one in that, Coach Rodney Guin at Calvary.
Right, correct.
Scheduling Archbishop Rummel.
Correct.
When they needed a game, and then Rummel needed a game, and Coach Guin said, hey, we'll play y'all. Hey, can y'all make the trip up? Absolutely. They wanted to play, and heck, Calvary, they made a huge impression on on Rummel's staff after that game. So really good for Coach Guin and his staff to say, hey, come on up and play 4 classes up, and a defending state champ at that at the highest level.
And Calvary's got a good team, has a leading quarterback in the state with Landry Liddy.
EA went up to Byrd as well, one of those matchups we saw. So,
Byrd
I guess,
is scheduled West Monroe also. West Monroe backed out.
There you go.
I mean, I'm telling you the truth.
With a COVID issue, of course.
Yeah.
And when we say COVID, I think it gets lost in the mix a little bit because some schools, certainly, and I'm not downplaying anything, there's been plenty of positive cases and reasons for concern. But the other part of it is the contact tracing, which has kind of made some things a little complicated.
I would say this is speculation. 90% of it is contact tracing.
Absolutely.
The positive is not there.
What's bad is if you actually if you actually have COVID, you get back to playing quicker than the contact tracing. That makes no sense at all. I mean, think about it. You can get the disease and sit out a certain amount of days, or you can be around somebody who got it and you have to sit out longer than the person who had it.
Nick Saban has the formula.
I mean,
he does.
Think about that.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's that 14-day versus the 10-day or whatever the case may be. And
I was talking to a buddy today, Brett Massengale, and he was telling me that your boy at Ole Miss put it perfectly by saying we take 5 different buses to go to the airport to get on one plane. I mean,
that's true.
That's the way you got to do it. It's a way to keep yourself safe and kind of.
But you're still getting on one plane.
But I think his point was they all go to get on one plane. They stay separate.
5 buses to get on one plane together, and then you space out, and it's strategic seating as well. And they travel with a smaller travel party.
Exactly, and that's what you're seeing a lot of high school teams. I know, like Zachary, Coach Brorton and his staff, they don't bring everybody that, and a lot of teams are doing this. Typically you bring every sophomore and above, correct? And sometimes you bring in freshmen, especially at the 3A level and lower, to just give you numbers. And now they're not doing that. If you're not going to contribute, you're seeing teams with 100 players bringing 50 or 60.
So, big show tonight. Got Jerry Phillips from Warren Easton coming on at 10:15. They didn't have a game tonight, 10:30. We've got Landry Williams of Madison Prep, 10:45. We're going to go to Hunter Power at Go Preps. 11 o'clock, we're going to go to Rusty Phelps from Jennings. I didn't realize the tenure he had at Jennings. 25 years head coach.
200 wins.
200 wins.
And before that, he was a GA and analyst before it became analyst that we know of today at McNeese.
Wow.
First head coaching gig up in my parts, Newellton, now Tensas. Crazy, huh? And then 11:15, we're going to go to Monroe and talk with Jeff Tannehill. And they were a winner tonight over Bastrop. And so who knows who we might got Eric on here. We got a big show lined up.
Yeah.
We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get right to our first scoreboard. Baton Rouge, Capital City. We've got scores for you as well as New Orleans, North Shore, North Louisiana, and Acadiana, and the North Shore of Louisiana, of course, all right here on Louisiana Prep Scoreboard, presented by Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours, 104.5, ESPN Baton Rouge, and Cox Sports Television.
This was us 20 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over 200 employees. We've helped over 100,000 people purchase, build, renovate, or refinance. Over $17 billion in loans. We make the mortgage process easy and convenient. Apply online or at one of our local branches. If you're looking to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, go to gmfsmortgage.com to see how we can help change your life today.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, if not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger. If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
The Lake After Hours, Lake Urgent Care Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. The Capital City Scoreboard, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Catholic Point Capee shuts out North Central 43-0. Southern Lab over Central Private 62-14. Bruley defeats Glen Oaks 49-6. Denham Springs a 19-14 winner over Walker. Port Allen a point better than Dunham 22-21. Dutchtown over Ellender 56-14. Episcopal blanks East Feliciana 48-0. Live Oak 34-20 winner over Pineville. Capital 31-22 winner over Northeast. Madison Prep defeats Parkview Baptist 39-15. St. John and White Castle were canceled. And University Lab 43, West Feliciana 7.
The Acadiana Scoreboard, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
St. Thomas More defeats Carencro 37-22. Cecilia over Livonia 60-12. Eunice a 55-14 winner over North Vermilion. Hamilton Christian and East Beauregard play tomorrow night at 5. Lafayette Christian shuts out Rain 49-0. Notre Dame, a 62-13 winner over Lake Arthur. Leesville and Northwood Shreveport canceled. Church Point over Opelousas Catholic, 44-21. Pickering and Kinder go at it tomorrow at 2. Vermilion Catholic, 64. Covenant Christian, 7. Turlings Catholic over St. Martinville, 59-19. And DeQuincy, 42. Vinton, 14.
The New Orleans Bayou Scoreboard, pumped by Peak Performance.
Destrehan shuts out Central Lafourche 42-0. Chalmette, a 50-6 winner over Bonneville. Jesuit over Hanville, 47-21. Edie White shuts out Berwick, 35-0. Vanderbilt Catholic over Covington, 20-6. Riverside, a point better than West St. John, 15-14. Newman all over Cohen, 76-0. John Errett blanks Grace King, 57-0. St. Charles, a 40-14 winner over South Plaquemine. John Errett blanks Grace King, 57-0. West Jefferson shuts out Riverdale, 41-0. And De La Salle and Kenner Discovery, Saturday at 5.
The North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Neville over Bastrop, 38-15. Manny, 61. Loyola Prep, 27. Avoyles, 48. Red River, 46. Airlines, a 31-28 winner over Benton. Calvary Baptist, 56. Haynesville, 13. General Trask, 54. Delhi, 6. Tioga, a 14-3 winner over DeRitter. Booker T. Washington of Shreveport, 36. Evangel, 20. North Caddo, 40. Jonesboro Hodge, 21. Green Oaks, a 58-14 winner over Bossier. Mansfield, 46. North Webster, 20. And Caldwell Parish, 34. Buckeye, 6.
The North Shore Scoreboard, brightened by Musco Lighting.
Jules Sumner, a 7-6 winner over Bogalusa. Mandeville shuts out Hammond, 50-0. North Lake Christian, 25. Pope John Paul II, 13. Lakeshore's a 41-14 winner over Pearl River. Amite, 35. Pine, 7. Salmon, 28. Franklinton, 13. And Ponchatoula, 35. St. Paul's, 28.
Thanks to Skip and Will and our entire team gathering scores tonight, producing our program, Joseph Rodriguez as well as Casey Gaines.
You got to give Charlie credit over in
Charlie's
Mobile,
over
man.
in Alabama, knocking it out the park, man. As soon as I was in there telling Will the scores and he was in there, well, that one's done. So, yeah.
Charlie's on top of it, even remotely. So we appreciate it. He's been helping us out all season long. Genuinely appreciated. We're working on getting Coach Phillips on. And guys, just real quick before we do, we're good? Okay, cool. Then that was quick. Let's go ahead and jump on the GMFS Mortgage Hotline. Head coach of Warren Easton, Coach Jerry Phillips, joins us. Coach, thanks so much for your time tonight.
Oh, man, thanks for having me. Glad to be doing something.
Well, Coach, we got a guest on here as well tonight. We got Coach Eric Held with us tonight.
Oh, that's my guy, man. He's been helping me out through this. I'm pretty sure he's been doing it for everyone, man. But he's been helping me try to find games throughout this whole craziness going on. So I really appreciate him for that.
Coach, you talk about finding games, but you're one of the coaches like Carr and Curtis and Ruston, Catholic High. A lot of these teams that play tough schedules. You like to play a tough schedule. Early in the year, you played Carr, EA, Covington, Holy Cross. Talk about building your, especially, I know you can't control the district schedule, but talk about your thoughts on building your pre-district schedule.
Well, it's really getting us prepared for the playoffs, those tough teams in the playoffs. And that's the games the kids want, man. You have to play the competition. We don't like to sell our kids a dream and schedule, a cupcake schedule and be 10-0 and get in the playoffs and lose in the first, second round. That's not really what it's about. You want to see what your team is made of at all times. So, we're not afraid to schedule those games.
Coach, you if I saw correctly, you had 13 seniors this year? Is that accurate?
Yeah.
So
14.
14. So you threw them right into the fire with Carr right off the bat, and then East Ascension. But I bet they grew up a whole lot too during those 2 weeks.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, that wasn't my choice, throwing them in the fire like that. But I mean, we would have started with a De La Salle team that's pretty good too. So, it took us a while to get our legs under us, but we're back to playing some Eastern football now, and we haven't. I tell the team, don't get down, man. We haven't did anything since December of last year, So eventually we're going to get it together and we're going to figure it out. And they've been doing a good job of handling that, and we're putting everything together now.
Hey, Coach Phillips, Eric Held, good to be talking with you.
What's up, Coach?
Not much. Just looking at your schedule before you got into district, of course, it's already been mentioned about Carr, EA, Covington, Holy Cross. Would you say kind of the turning point after that 0-2 start was the Covington game where you went on the road and had that overtime victory leading into the Holy Cross win and Carver and then McMain?
Coach Phillips, before you answer that was back-to-back overtime. I think one was in 2 overtimes and then 3 overtimes in those games. So go ahead, Coach.
Yeah, it was. The Covington game was really, the turning point for us because we got that game late, and we decided we was trying to play them early in the week, and they had someone scheduled, and then that fell through, and Coach called me, and so we only had a couple of days to prepare for each other, and my kids found a way to win it. The week before against East Ascension, we found a way to lose it. So they figured it out. In the Covington game and the Holy Cross game, man, it was hard in film for me because I like to, I find every little thing that you do wrong and try to get better on it. But we almost played a flawless game, that Holy Cross game. It was, it was fun to watch, be on that sideline.
You don't hear a coach often say that. I mean, to play a flawless game, right. But it says a lot about the kids as they have grown up through the year. How have your team adjusted to the craziness of this year? Like not having games, may have a game, it could drop. Are they just kind of going with the flow?
Yeah, they pretty much going with the flow. They understand what's going on, and they don't, they're upset with me this week because I wasn't able to find them a game, get them a real, a game. But they don't understand what's going on the back end with all this stuff, man. It's a lot, But, and my athletic director, this is our first year as athletic director, and I told him, hey, everything after this year is going to be easy for us. So this year was, but long as we playing some football, man, I appreciate the state and the LHSA allowing us to play some ball, and they're doing everything they can to make it happen, because the kids really deserve that, and they really need this.
And I do know that, I don't know what happened. I do know Warren Easton had reached out and tried to play Central this week, and Central ended up playing Bel Air for the second time for some unknown reason, but that game fell through. Coach, real quick before we let you go, tell us about a few of your star players and the type of season they're having.
Oh, man, we finally got Casey Kane back. He had that hamstring injury, and he's changed the dynamics for us on offense. But everyone I talk to, I tell them that Allred Luke Jr. is probably the best player in the state. He's the most underrated player in the state. That's my little slot receiver. He does it all. But, we're just a team of no-name guys, man. And the kids are working real hard. The injury bug, I'm pretty sure the injury bug is hitting everybody. But we just fighting through it. We're a real young team, only have 14 seniors, loaded on the back end with juniors and sophomores. So we're just making it happen.
And guys, look, the first year's head coach was 2016. He was assistant at 2010, graduated from Carr. I believe you played linebacker at Tulane. And he's been in the semifinals, finals, and finals. You're going to get there, man. To win it, you got to have a little bit of luck here and there. And last year was one hell of a game, man. You coached your tail off. I loved watching that game. I thought that it was probably the best game of the weekend.
It sure was. And I remember I'm sorry, Coach.
No, you go ahead. I'm sorry.
I remember after the game, because I was there as a coach the year before, losing to John Curtis and just giving Coach a hug. And, I've been there before, and I just remember how hard, knowing how hard his kids played and coming up on the short end of the stick and losing a close one to your arch rival. And it's going to happen because you and your staff do such a great job, and your kids play hard, and they're well coached, and they're prepared. They played 4 tough opponents in the pre-district, and then, of course, that's preparing them for this playoff run you guys are going to make.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man. And, hopefully we get it this year.
Hopefully so.
Tell State don't put an asterisk by it either.
It won't be, trust me. People are talking about that. Hey, this year there should be an asterisk.
Hey,
Why?
That scrub year the NFL
Why?
had, there were no asterisks, were there?
Correct. In 82, 82, 87, no asterisks.
Coach Phillips, man, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Best of luck in the postseason.
Anytime, man. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, let's take a break, as when we return, another head coach will be joining us, as well as a couple of more scores. Madison Prep head football coach Landry Williams will be our guest. We'll check in with Baton Rouge and Acadiana scores when we return here on this Week 7 edition of the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
Do you have or have you had COVID-19? Antibody screening or rapid molecular testing can tell you. Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours offers both, with results from molecular testing in minutes. Learn more at lakeurgentcare.com.
This was us 20 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over 200 employees. We've helped over 100,000 people purchase, build, renovate, or refinance. Over $17 billion in loans. We make the mortgage process easy and convenient. Apply online or at one of our local branches. If you're looking to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, go to gmfsmortgage.com to see how we can help change your life today.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
You may not know about the 4Kids Foundation, but you've probably heard of the Zurich Classic. And the Zurich Classic exists because of 4 kids. But it's what happens after the tournament that really counts. 100% of the proceeds are donated by the 4Kids Foundation to hundreds of local charities, totaling more than $40 million, all to help local children and families in need. 4Kids helps kids through golf, because every child deserves a shot at a brighter future.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but 2 NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor, you could control with your iPhone. They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into front-to-back boat services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front-to-back boat services.
Toyotathon is happening now at Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
Get a 20 Highlander for $4,600 off of MSRP.
So come on down to Happy Town for Toyotathon. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
Happy Town, USA.
The Lake After Hours Lake Urgent Care Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. The Capital City Scoreboard, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Catholic Point compete over North Central 43-0. Southern Lab a 62-14 winner over Central Private. Bruley a 49-6 winner over Glen Oaks. Denham Springs over Walker 19-14. Port Allen a point better than Dunham 22-21. Dutchtown over Ellender 56-14. Episcopal shuts out East Feliciana 48-0. Live Oak a 34-20 winner over Pineville. Capital 31, Northeast 22. Madison Prep 39, Parkview Baptist 15. St. John and White Castle were canceled. And University Lab 43, West Feliciana 7.
The Acadiana Scoreboard, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
St. Thomas More over Carencro 37-22. Cecilia 60-12 winner over Livonia. Eunice over North Vermilion 55-14. Hamilton Christian and East Beauregard played tomorrow at 5. Lafayette Christian 49, Rain 0. And Notre Dame 62, Lake Arthur 13. Leesville and Northwood Shreveport have been canceled. Church Point over Opelousas Catholic 44-21. Pickering and Kinder Saturday at 2. Vermilion Catholic 64, Covenant Christian 7. Turlings Catholic 59, St. Martinville 19. And DeQuincy 42, Benton 14.
Thanks to Skip and Will and Charlie getting our scores behind the scenes. Everybody making sure we get this done this week. Dustin helping out as well. And Cade Wazan, Todd Black, Jimmy Roy. Our special guest host tonight is Louisiana High School Coaches Association Director, Coach Eric Held. And we are awaiting, but I believe we do have our next, working on getting our next head coach on as a guest. Guys.
So I got a question for Eric real quick. Is there a coach, seriously, is there a coach you haven't talked to this year, a football coach?
Probably so. Of the 286 that are playing,
yeah,
there probably have been a few, because last night I was making a list for someone, all the head football coaches in the state, and as we were rolling it down to the schools, I looked at the names of the head coaches, and I was like, oh, yeah, he's the coach there. So probably about 10 that I didn't remember and had to jog my memory of who the head football coach was at a certain school.
You know, interesting as we look through some of these scores, you're seeing a lot of one-sided scores, and it's tough because you're late in this season and you're working on, you know, rearranging schedules and, you know, adjusting on the fly. So you're going to have maybe some teams matched up against opponents that are maybe a little tougher in competition, but the scores are kind of reflecting that probably similar to, you know, a week one of the postseason. Coach, from your perspective, you're sitting in a different seat now, but I think you have the unique perspective when you're talking to these coaches to kind of put yourself in their shoes of knowing what it's like. You've been both an assistant, you've been a head coach, so you can kind of sympathize and empathize with what they're doing, having to go through.
Yeah, that's the beauty of being around for 25 years. A lot of things fall back on experience. And sometimes when you're able to sit back, when you're out of it, and you kind of look back on things when you were an assistant coach and a head coach, and just remember how you felt, how you handled something. And a lot of times when you've been out of it for 2 years like I have, you get a lot smarter because you're able to see what you may have done in a situation or way a coach handles something, and you're like, hey, that's pretty neat how they handled that, or what they said to their team, or how they practice that week, how they handled a certain situation. So it's always a learning experience.
And you get to see a whole lot more too. Whereas when we coach, you only really see one team.
Right. You're kind of insulated when you're with your own team and you don't see anyone else with their practices and what they're doing. You're always out there talking, trying to learn from different coaches, trying to get some different things, ask different coaches how they handle a situation, how they're handling a certain period at practice, a certain segment. You're always trying to learn as a coach. But as far as seeing those things during the season, you don't get to see them, and that's kind of one of the unique things when I get to talk to different coaches and see what they're doing. So it's pretty neat.
Speaking of speaking with coaches, from our Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show Game of the Week, it featured Madison Prep and Parkview Baptist. It was the Chargers that get the 39-15 win tonight, and their head coach Landry Williams joins us. Coach, congratulations on the win. Thanks so much for your time tonight.
Hey, thanks, I appreciate it. Yeah, I've been working pretty hard, trying to get back on track.
Recovering from that birthday trip.
Man, I knew that wasn't true, but I heard different tonight.
Coach, your team got off to a quick start tonight, jumping up on Parkview 14-0, and Parkview responded like they always do. I thought the turning point of the game came late. You got the ball back with about a minute 23, and you hit a big 54-yard touchdown pass from Zion Chris to Tyrell Arabia, and I thought that turned the game.
Yeah, it kind of shifted momentum back to us, but man, it was a nice game in the beginning on both sides of the ball. Both guys was playing hard. Both teams was playing real hard, especially in the trenches. So that definitely was the turning point when we got that touchdown right before the half.
Coach, you lost your running back in the first series, Pullard kid that we talked about in the pregame show. What was the status of that?
He's been having ailing that ankle for a while now, and don't really know the diagnosis of it tonight, but hopefully he can get back in there, somewhere down the playoff run. But Cooper stepped up big tonight. He made some big plays for us, and that's what we do. It's the next man up. You get in there, you do your best, and you don't let your teammate down. We believe in you, your players, your teammates believe in you. And you just got to show up when your time comes. That's all.
Go ahead.
Todd and Eric, y'all going to appreciate this because you're going to understand it. When Miles Pollard went down and coach has been waiting for him to take that step, you got to understand Madison Prep lost a ton from last year. Joel Williams to Kentucky, Major Burns was up playing over at Georgia last Saturday against Florida. But they've been waiting for other guys to step up. Poulard's been one of those guys, and when he goes down, I heard Coach tell one of his other coaches, every time he's about to become a real running back, he gets injured. And I mean, you understand that as a former coach, you're waiting for that guy to take that next step.
Yeah, it's definitely hurt. It's hard to watch as a coach, because you watch the guy put the work in. He goes to the camp, he goes to the clinic. He's doing all the right things, and then an injury bug, and then it just kind of set him back. But
Coach,
we just kind of, as a team, we just encourage him and just keep going. Encourage him to be a part, be still part of the program, try to get well, and try to work your way back on the field.
You got to be proud of your defense. 21-15 at half, ends up 39-15, I believe. Shutout in the second half, a pretty good offense.
Hey, they made me adjust because they really came out and tried to pound that thing down my throat, which I knew they would. But we was able to make some adjustments in the second half, and the guys responded, and we was able to, have a better second half. So hats off to my defensive coordinator and those guys who adjusted and just putting forth a better effort in the second half. But they definitely had us on the rope early with the run game.
Coach, I know one of the biggest cliches in sports is, we take things one game at a time. But in this year, I don't know if it's ever been more true, considering what teams have gone through. Do you have a greater appreciation week to week of what you guys get to do on Fridays? I know these guys, as coaches, call it payday, when you get to go out there and prove what you've done all week. Does it give you a greater sense of accomplishment as these games get completed, especially as you come out victorious?
Most definitely. I mean, it's an honor and a pleasure to play this game, and and to have COVID come in and, have guys really been working their whole, working their butt off for this opportunity, and then COVID comes in and you have guys missing games and some teams not able to play for weeks at a time, and that's hard. That's really hard, so it is an honor and a pleasure. Anytime we get a chance to take the field, we do it with honor and go out and try to do our best. So that's definitely something that I remind our kids daily about. Like, some guys want to play and can't play. So, take advantage of the time that you have, because, you don't know what's going to happen from one week to the next. So like you said, it's one game at a time, 1 week at a time, one game at a time. And that's what you focus on, because you can do all this preparation you want, but then next week something happens and takes you right out of the game, So most definitely it's a challenge, but it makes you have that great appreciation for the when you go to battle on Friday night, Thursday night.
Coach, for people that don't know, Jeff Jones is the head basketball coach. If you and Coach Jones played one-on-one, who's going to win that basketball game?
I got Jeff.
I love that.
I'm going to tell you what. I'm going to tell you who's going to win that one. Whichever one Harvey Adger's coaching.
Hey, both of them. He comes both of them.
Coach,
Wow.
Look, we
Great
appreciate your time, and congratulations. That's a good win for Madison Prep, moving to 5-1. Parkview dropping to 5-2. Coach LaFleurs again was playing without his starting quarterback, Roman Mueller, who's been having an outstanding year. So we missed the quarterback matchup between Zion Chris and Roman Mueller, but hats off to Madison Prep with a big win.
Hey, thanks, guys. Continue to do a great job.
Thank you.
All right, thanks,
Congrats, Coach. One thing about Coach Landry, in 2010, we had them Week 10 when I was at St. Michael, and he was the head coach at Glen Oaks. And he had 27 guys for a Class 4A program. 8 of them started both ways, and they physically whipped us in the last game of the year. We eked into the playoffs, and they were the district champs, and I gained a lot of respect for him because of the job he did with 27 guys and starting 8 players both ways in Class 4A. Some of those guys never left the field because they were on every kicking team. And
Right.
he had Tim Williams at Glen Oaks as a freshman, and he had 28 sacks that year as a freshman. And Tim's brother Nick was a nose guard who was 370, and we figured we'd go fast and tempo on offense, and that guy never got tired for a 360-pound guy. And I just gained a lot of respect for Coach Williams and his staff, and it's not surprising to see what he's been doing. And just injury happens, roll on, next guy up, no excuses, let's get it done.
Well, we know that 4 games played make you eligible for the postseason, but how does it stack up power ratings wise? We're going to get one of the absolute best when we return. The man behind GoPreps.com, Hunter Bauer, here on the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
Hey, football fans, T-Bomb here, reminding you that Hooters is your headquarters for football. If you can't get in, they still got the Hooters girls, the TVs, the wings, the beer, everything you love about game day. But what if you're watching at your house, maybe having some people over, you don't feel like cooking? Well, great, Hooters, they have your back. You download the Hooters app, you'll get a free app, and then you go and you pick up the food, you bring it home. Everybody loves you because you got Hooters wings, and game day, it's a match made in heaven. Download the app, get Hooters to go. Hooters, your headquarters for football.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her Auctioner primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an Auctioner care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioner Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, if not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger. If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA.
The Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. The Capital City Scoreboard, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Catholic Point Cafe shuts out North Central 43-0. Southern Lab over Central Private 62-14. Brewley's a 49-6 win over Glen Oaks. Denham Springs a 19-14 win over Walker. Port Allen over Dunham 22-21. Dutchtown a 56-14 winner over Ellender. Episcopal shuts out East Feliciana 48-0. Live Oak 34-20 winner over Pineville. Capital 31, Northeast 22. Madison Prep defeats Parkview Baptist 39-15. St. John and White Castle canceled. University Lab 43. West Feliciana 7.
The Acadiana Scoreboard, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
St. Thomas More over Carencro 37-22. Cecilia is a 60-12 winner over Livonia. Eunice defeats North Vermilion 55-14. Hamilton Christian and East Beauregard plays tomorrow night at 5. Lafayette Christian shuts out Rain 49-0. And Notre Dame over Lake Arthur 62-13. Leesville and Northwood Shreveport canceled. Church Point defeats Opelousas Catholic 44-21. Pickering and Kinder play tomorrow at 2. Vermilion Catholic over Covenant Christian 64-7. Sterling's Catholic over St. Martinville 59-19. And DeQuincy over Vinton 42-14.
The New Orleans Bayou Scoreboard, pumped by Peak Performance.
Destrehan shuts out Central Lafourche 42-0. Chalmette over Bonneville 50-6. Jesuit 47, Hanville 21. E. White shuts out Berwick 35-0. Vanderbilt Catholic over Covington 20-6. Riverside, point better than West St. John 15-14. Newman 76. Cohen 0. John Errett 57. Grace King 0. St. Charles 40. South Plaquemine 14. John Errett shuts out Grace King 57-0. West Jefferson 41. Riverdale 0. De La Salle Kenner Discovery Saturday at 5.
The North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Neville over Bastrop 38-15. Manny 61, Loyola Prep 27. Avoyles over Red River 48-46. Airline over Benton 31-28. Calvary Baptist 56, Haynesville 13. General Trask 54, Delhi 6. Tioga 14-3 winner over DeRitter. Booker T. Washington of Shreveport 36, Evangel 20. North Caddo 40, Jonesboro Hodge 21. Green Oaks 58, Bossier 14. Mansfield's a 46-20 winner over North Webster. Caldwell Parish 34, Buckeye 6.
The North Shore Scoreboard, brightened by Musco Lighting.
Jewel Sumner 7-6 winner over Bogalusa. Mandeville 50, Hammond 0. North Lake Christian 25, Pope John Paul II 13. Lakeshore's a 41-14 winner over Pearl River. Amite 35, Pine 7. Salmon 28, Franklinton 13. And Ponchatoula 35, St. Paul's 28.
Thanks so much to Skip, to Charlie, and Will helping get our scores tonight. Jimmy?
I'll give a shout out to Coach Brett Beard out there at Denham Springs.
How about that?
With his first win as a Yellow Jacket with a win over Walker.
You know, from what I can gather, talking with Josh today, Mooney had been kind of slowly progressing. He had sat out, 2 weeks ago, watched a little bit, got back last week.
Yes.
You mentioned how they fought back a lot last week, and good on them getting that win.
He was leaving it. Coach Beard was basically letting those two go at it every week, and whichever one had the best week of practice was going to play. So, but that's a big win for Coach Brett Beard, and St. Helena's already canceled their game next week with them. So hopefully Brett Beard can find the game, a win with last Gunnar Bauer. Can that second win get them in the playoffs with this crazy year? We don't know. Woodlawn, if I was Woodlawn, Marcus Randall, I'd be calling him and say, hey, let's set this up just in case something happens with McKinley. So I want to give a shout out to my good friend Brian Kluwat in town from Florida, Coconut Willie's out there in Denham Springs,
Go get
Washington.
yourself a
Central.
Tiki Man.
Tiki Man, that's right. He's in town. Went over to Calicut, New Iberia to watch his son Jake coach. They had a
43-0
big win tonight.
Why don't he make a drink? I mean, hydration. How do you say it? Hydration drink, I guess. After us.
We'll think about that as we go to break. Hunter Bauer when we get back and go preps here on the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hour Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show.
This was us 20 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over 200 employees. We've helped over 100,000 people purchase, build, renovate, or refinance. Over $17 billion in loans. We make the mortgage process easy and convenient. Apply online or at one of our local branches. If you're looking to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, go to gmfsmortgage.com to see how we can help change your life today.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Ochsner.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
You may not know about the 4Kids Foundation, but you've probably heard of the Zurich Classic. And the Zurich Classic exists because of 4Kids. But it's what happens after the tournament that really counts. 100% of the proceeds are donated by the 4Kids Foundation to hundreds of local charities, totaling more than $40 million, all to help local children and families in need. 4Kids helps kids through golf, because every child deserves a shot at a brighter future.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals, but many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
ESPN.com. The Louisiana Prep Scoreboard. The Lake After Hours, Lake Urgent Care Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
Welcome back to the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, and Jimmy Roy, as well as our special guest tonight, Director of the Louisiana High School Coaches Association, Coach Eric Held. To my right.
Do you know, prior to this season and the COVID stuff, Eric had as much hair on his head as the three of us?
Really?
I don't know about that.
That's not a true story.
Well, every time I look over here on a different angle of one of these cameras, I have less and less hair, so I don't know.
I know you guys keep squinting when I turn a certain angle, and you guys get blinded by the bright lights off my dome here.
I'll be the left tackle here.
Gordy used to spray paint his head. It looked like hair, some things like
There's
that.
an ad in the paper every now and then in the Advocate.
With Gordy?
Yeah.
No comment. Let's get right to our guest. From GoPreps.com, Hunter Bauer joins us now. Hunter, thanks so much for spending a couple of minutes with us tonight. We appreciate it.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me on this evening.
Hunter, to start things off, fantastic website. It's a great resource for us, and I know a lot of people who follow prep football and prep sports in general, for that matter. Considering the football aspect of things, as a lot of teams have played just wacky schedules. Nothing's even, and a lot of games have had to been canceled or postponed. How do you work through creating the power rankings with so much unbalance? Is, I guess, the best way to put it.
I guess the main ingredient is just a little patience. No, it hadn't been too bad. You just got to go with the flow with it and try to keep up as best as you can. But the LHSAA does a great job at updating the scores on their website. So we try to pull that information from them just because it is official on that website. So that's a great big help for us to do that. But man, it's enjoyable, and Brad Hedrick he helps me out with that and kind of keeps me in line, trying to calculate all this. And we auto generate it most of the time, most of the season. So it's fun. It's a cool project to do during the year, and it gets crazy towards this time of the year. But man, that's what it's all about, trying to get these teams into the playoffs.
The first time we talked, your passion about this is what kind of, drew me back and to continue to create different conversations. I think I did a couple podcasts with you and so forth and so on. Talk about your passion for this. And Eric mentioned earlier, we have Coach Eric Held with us, about how you have really helped them with all the open dates. And you don't do that because of it makes you money. You do it for one reason, and that's the kids. And I think that's awesome. But talk about your passion for it a little bit.
Yeah, no, definitely. And just want to send a shout out to Coach Held. That's me and him kind of tagged up on this during the year, and I'm grateful to him and the LHSAA for, allowing me to help them out. And it's been a joy getting to see these kids finally play. But just growing up in the small town of Haynesville, football was everything. So sports were everything for us. And that passion was it was natural for us. And, ended up being a sports information director at Northwestern State and McNeese State for a couple of years. So that passion just grew. And, high school sports has always been, the main part of that passion for sports. And, when I finally got out of the sports information field, I just wanted to do something to highlight the student athletes and the programs that work so hard during the year, and to be able to create that one centralized place that people can go for scores and power ratings and other content like that. So, being able to be part of this community and get to meet all these people like Coach Held and like Todd, it's just been a treat. And, man, I look forward to many, many years of doing this. I don't do it for the money. I do it because, the kids get to play. And that's been the biggest thing this year is I just want the kids to be able to have that experience and play. And so far it's been enjoyable.
Hunter, as coaches, this is Jimmy Roy. Thank you for joining us tonight, and look forward to having you next week on site, I believe. Has coaches started reaching out to you to try to question you what you think's possible for next week? And also, who are some of the teams that are bubble teams or just right inside or outside of it that we may see some movement from?
Yeah, no doubt. There's been a couple coaches reach out and, they say, well, what happens if, I win this week, but then this team doesn't win? And I say, Coach, that's way above my pay grade. I said, I just calculate what comes to me. I'm not in a position to predict. I'd have to come up with a better system to do that. But no, it's good to be able to talk to the coaches, just to kind of, see where we're at. And we do kind of go over some different scenarios concerning, if they win this. But the biggest thing that some coaches don't understand is, in the PowerPoint, you also have to calculate your opponent's wins as well. Right. And I think that gets lost sometimes when they try to, predict the future. And it's kind of hard to do that because you don't, especially this year, you don't know if your opponents are going to be playing the next week or so. But no, it's been fun. I've enjoyed getting to talk to coaches about that. And so yeah, some of the bubble teams, tonight Cedar Creek won a big game over Minden, Class 4A. Minden, Cedar Creek's in 1A, and they were on the bubble. They were at number 18 going into the night. That win, they get 10 points plus 6 for playing up, and then they get Minden's wins, which are 5 points. So, they could easily go up 5 or 6 spots. And, they have a big game against Oak Grove next week. And if, they can somehow pull that out, they may be hosting a home game in the Division 4. That's one of the big ones. A lot of the other ones, it's so hard to tell because you just don't know what's going to happen from week to week. Halton was at that level of maybe not hosting the game or hosting the game, not hosting the game. So yeah, it's so hard to predict, but it's so fun to just go and look through the numbers and see where these teams may or may not end up. And I know a lot of coaches are pulling their hair out by this time at the end of the year. So it's like I said, it's nice to go over it with them and to share that experience with them.
Hey, Hunter, it's been great to work with you this year. And as Todd mentioned, passion is definitely a word. That first conversation we had when I was interim director, of the LHSCA
Yeah.
on my drive to Burton, and we spoke, and here we are getting an opportunity to work together, maybe not the way we wanted to, but doing such a great job helping us and helping each other, really, when it comes to keeping coaches informed. And the website's fantastic. Social media presence that you have and being engaged and connecting with the coaches and just making sure from both ends that these coaches have an opportunity to know that, hey, there's an open date and who's available, and that's really important. But you mentioned Northwestern State and McNeese, and you already had a passion coming from that small town of Haynesville, and maybe at the end you can talk about that book you have on Haynesville. But it's hard not to be passionate when you work with people named Bonnet and Ireland.
That's right.
And you know,
yeah, no kidding. Matt Bonnet and Doug Ireland they're the two main reasons that I'm even still in this field and still have a passion for this. They taught me so much throughout my years at Northwestern State and at McNeese, just how to relate to coaches, how to talk to coaches, how to interact with the media and get their thoughts on different things. And so, yeah, man, big passion, and it's transferred over to what I'm doing now. And like I said, to be able to build on those relationships with people like you and Todd and other people in the LHSAA, it's been a good journey so far. I've been able to learn a lot along the way, and so it's definitely been awesome. And I really appreciate your patience and helping us out and along the way. But yeah, no, it's a good passion. And concerning the website, when I wanted to do this, I wanted to make it user friendly and mobile friendly, and that was probably the main goal. And there's just not a lot of websites out there that you can get on there, but you kind of get lost really easy. And I tried to make it as easily accessible as I can, and I think we've done a good job. I'm still not happy with it. We tweaked some things here and there. So, but yeah, we're constantly trying to think of things and do things that we think would be best to highlight the student athletes and the coaches and the programs, and not just for football. We're talking about baseball, basketball, softball, volleyball, and things like that. So, we're going to have a writer out at the volleyball state championships tomorrow covering the games there. So we try to cover all ends of the spectrum, and just want people to have that one website that they can go to and get everything they need for high school sports in Louisiana.
Guys, when he was in the process of launching Go Preps, he was also battling hurricanes and newborn. So he's really committed to this and continued to have it grow. It's a great website. He even has things in there for officiating, touches on all the sports. Power ratings are one of the things that the coaches and the fans want to see a lot of, no matter the sport. Next week, we're going to have Hunter here on the set with us, and we're going to get some updated power rankings as the night goes through. How updated, we don't know. It depends on how the scores are inputted at the LHSAA. But GoPreps.com, that's GeauxPreps, GoPreps.com, and we're going to talk about it a whole lot more next week. And we really look forward to having you over here to sharing some of the Hooters and the hydration and all the other good stuff we have over here at in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, guys, I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully we can get the kinks worked out and get it to where we have the power ratings updated constantly throughout the night. And but anyway, any other way, we're going to have a good time, and like I said, we'll be able to promote these kids and promote these programs and the accomplishments that they've been able to achieve this year. And looking forward to it, and really appreciate y'all letting me come on and talk to y'all, and look forward to next week.
Thanks, Hunter. We appreciate it.
All right, guys, y'all have a good one.
All right, Hunter Bauer, GoPreps.com.
Thank you, ma'am.
More scores coming your way, as well as a chat with Jennings head football coach Rusty Phelps when we return here on the Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
Do you have or have you had COVID-19? Antibody screening or rapid molecular testing can tell you. Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours offers both with results from molecular testing in minutes. Learn more at lakeurgentcare.com.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as the bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors are working outside the licensing requirements. Working as a contractor in Louisiana requires a license for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business. I'd make it available in dozens, if not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger. If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
You may not know about the 4Kids Foundation, but you've probably heard of the Zurich Classic. And the Zurich Classic exists because of 4 kids. But it's what happens after the tournament that really counts. 100% of the proceeds are donated by the 4Kids Foundation to hundreds of local charities, totaling more than $40 million, all to help local children and families in need. 4Kids helps kids through golf, because every child deserves a shot at a brighter future.
Hey, T-Bob, sports wouldn't be the same without the die-hard fans, so we're highlighting the fans that do it the most.
Every week, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge brings you the Citizens Bank Fan of the Week. Check it out, 104.
The Lake After Hours, Lake Urgent Care Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. The Capital City Scoreboard, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Catholic Point Capiz shuts out North Central 43-0. Southern Lab a 62-14 winner over Central Private. Bruley a 49-6 winner over Glen Oaks. Denham Springs defeats Walker 19-14. Port Allen a point better than Dunham 22-21. Dutchtown 56. Ellender 14. Episcopal shuts out East Feliciana 48-0. Live Oak over Pineville 34-20. Capital a 31-22 winner over Northeast. Madison Prep over Parkview Baptist 39-15. St. John and White Castle canceled. And University Lab 43, West Feliciana 7.
The New Orleans Bayou Scoreboard, pumped by peak performance.
Destrehan shuts out Central Lafourche 42-0. Chalmette 50, Bonneville 6. Jesuit defeats Hanville 47-21. E.D. White blanks Berwick 35-0. Vanderbilt Catholic 20, Covington 6. Riverside 15, West St. John 14. Newman Oliver Cohen 76-0. John Errett 57, Grace King 0. St. Charles Catholic 40, South Plaquemines 14. John Errett shuts out Grace King 57-0. West Jefferson 41, Riverdale 0. De La Salle, Kinder Discovery tomorrow at 5.
Thank you, Skip. Thanks to Charlie. Thanks to Will. Thanks to Dustin and everybody helping us out gathering scores tonight. Our full team, along with Joseph and Casey, producing the program. Cade Wazan, Todd Black, Jimmy Roy, and our special guest hosts from the LHSCA director, coach, pizza eating champ, Coach Eric Held. Well, maybe it's second place. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the pizza champ was, I'm losing.
Rob Odom.
Rob Odom was the pizza eating champ. Eric Held was not far behind, and gracious enough to come in second. Let's go ahead and jump on the GMFS Mortgage hotline from Jennings High School. Head coach Rusty Phelps joins us. Coach, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
You had a big win tonight, undefeated this year so far. And, Coach, you're picking up right where you left off last year.
Well, I think, I thought we kind of grew up a lot. We were playing a bunch of young guys last year, and, we ended up making a really good run towards the Superdome, which was an exciting time for us. And we had about 19 of those guys returning. So some of those games that we lost early, close ball games last year, we were able to win those this year. And, playing pretty consistent football right now.
Coach, I was doing some research on you, and your quarterback talks about your staff, and he talks about you do a real good job, gets everyone involved, not just the senior class. You're hard on everybody, and you don't play favorites. But I think that's important that your senior class notices that.
Well, I mean, those are some really good kids, and we still, our mentality here is still to play hard nosed, football. We like to establish the run, and we run out of the split back there, and that's one thing that we try to do is we try to go out and execute. Just do what we ask our kids to do, and there are no favorites, and we've got some really talented kids, but they get coached just like a 10th grader does.
Coach, you talking about your running that split back there. You have a couple good ones back there, and Trevor Etienne and Jalen Lewis. Talk about those.
Well, I think this is probably I probably think this is probably the most balanced that we've had, in the backfield since I've been here. Our quarterback made his 21st start tonight. Trevor Etienne made his 21st start tonight, and Jalen Lewis made his 21st start tonight. So that's a really good, that's a really good starting point for us. And four of those guys up front also made their 21st start tonight. So, we had a lot of experience back on our offense and some senior leadership on defense. And, we're just going out and try to improve in every week. And, I think probably tonight was our most consistent game throughout the kicking game on offense and defense. And, great thing about tonight, for the first 5 weeks, we've been falling back. We've been falling behind either 14 or 20 points during the course of the game and coming back. But I thought we got a fast start tonight and got 21 points going into halftime. And, I just felt like our kids came out and executed this week really well.
Hey, Coach Phelps, Eric Held, how are you?
Hey, Coach, how you doing, man?
Good. One thing, that was mentioned earlier about you being at Jennings for a long run, of course, and when I think of you, of course, we gotten to know each other a little bit better throughout the course of the last year since your Dome trip. But one of the biggest impressions, or one of the things I think about when I think of you and your program is seeing you and your guys enter the Dome last year. And just seeing that, I remember getting choked up because when we saw each other, you were choked up, and I got to see you in that element, and then your guys, how well-dressed they were and how well-behaved they were, entering the Dome, of course, wide-eyed, but just how they represented Jennings and your program and the school and the community. And then one thing I'll never forget is things didn't turn out the way you wanted against St. James, of course, and exiting the Dome, you were out there on Poydras Street waiting for the last kids to get on that bus and didn't see you and was walking to the car, and I heard my name called, turned around, it was you, and you waved and you said thank you, and I walked back and you gave me a hug and just said, Coach, I'm sorry we didn't represent Jennings as well as we wanted to. And I said, Coach, you guys will be back. See you next year. And just that, all of those little things like that, you know, you've been around a long time, those little things that you're very appreciative of as a coach. And as you get older, you realize those little things like that you appreciate more as you go along.
Well, I appreciate the compliments for our program, and that's the expectations we have for our program. Last year when we went to the first round of playoffs at Carroll, that's just one of our things that we've established over the 26 years that we've here, and I think it kind of sets the tone for the kids. I think they, when they get putting the coat and the tie on, and I think they understand what you're going to do and what it's a job to go do, and it was a remarkable run for the Dome when you've been doing this a long time. And you absolutely get to go in there. I think I did an interview where I told somebody there's been many a time I've driven my vehicle, rode with somebody, but when I came off that interstate and exited towards the Superdome, it was for real then because my team was with me. And, so it was just it was a fabulous run. I think our kids have picked up where they left off, after an 0-3 start last year. And, of course, everybody's fighting different types of situations right now. The little start and stop with the hurricane. You hold your breath as day to day with COVID. And, I just think those are one thing. I'm borrowing a line from Lane Kiffin. Back in, I heard a press conference of him in August, and I remember him telling his team the ones who can handle the COVID the best are the ones who are going to advance in this season. And, top on to that, well, the A&D Day also that we're doing here in Jeff Davis Parish, you see your kids one day and the next day, you don't see them. So I think it's the ones who can handle that the best who have the opportunity to do it. And we're fortunate we have 27 seniors that's played a lot of football. And, I just think they've handled themselves really well, as far as coming to practice and being prepared and going out, execute and asking them to do what we do.
Coach, I think someone asked you about Jennings. You talk about a one-school town, a lot of tradition. Well, you started off in Newellton. That's maybe a one-stoplight town, right?
They didn't have nothing but a caution light.
And Lake Bruin. Fishing Lake Bruin several times.
Yeah, they didn't have a caution light. What's bad about that is I lucked out. I was the only one that applied for that job, so that's how I ended up with that job. But,
by default.
Yeah, every stop I make on that situation, it goes to the players, the people you work with. I mean, I've got an incredible staff here at Jennings and I have for years, and we feel fortunate because our administration and our central office really supports us as far as football goes, and we're a one-stop town, and as far as the only school in town, and we have a lot of support, and I think you saw that when we went to the Superdome last year, and so we had a great crowd tonight at the 25% capacity rate we had. So I mean, you know, they love their football here, and this is a wonderful place to coach.
Coach Rusty Phelps from Jennings, we appreciate your time tonight, and we'll be following you. Best of luck into the postseason.
Yeah, thanks for having me so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you,
Thank
Coach.
you. You know, speaking, he was talking about his administration. They talk about him as he makes his kids his number one priority by treating them the right way. And how important is that these days, you know, when the coach understands that? Because there's a lot of times it doesn't, and it makes a huge difference.
I didn't want to bring it up necessarily to coach, because I'm sure he's heard it a million times, but when you play football in a small town in Louisiana and you have the impact of what Travis Etienne's done in his collegiate career, and every time his name is mentioned, most of the time it's mentioned with Jennings, Louisiana. And just that mention, just that billboard that's out there, what do you think that does for maybe a kid that maybe is interested in playing, maybe the numbers or someone, just the general notoriety or knowing what is Jennings Bulldogs football?
His little brother just put up over 300 yards in a game just a couple of weeks ago. Jennings is a small community. It's between, for those who don't know, it's between Lafayette, Lake Charles. A nice facility right on the side of the interstate. My experience with going to Jennings was when my son was playing baseball at Redemptorist, we went over there and played in a tournament with Iowa and Jennings and some of those, and they had a guy in the pine tree in a deer stand watching the baseball game alongside the interstate.
Climbing stand.
It was hilarious.
To answer your question, though, I think it brings up, you know, I think you have kids that are 3, 4, 5 years old that are raised going to those games, and that's what they want to do. They want to be a football player for Jennings,
right?
And that's what I think contributes to a guy going to 13 quarterfinals and having as much success as Coach has had. Is it trickles on down, and he coaches, you know, sons and the kids of the players he's had and so forth and so on.
I think what comes with that is a lot of pride. You want to go there and you want to be there and you want to play well and you want to live up to what the previous generation did. So there's a lot of those small towns. There's a lot of pride built in.
Absolutely.
Let's take a timeout. When we get back, I believe Jeff Tannehill.
Another school with pride, just to say.
That's right. Neville Tiger, head football
have
coach.
a winning record this year.
We will discuss the Neville Tigers when we return.
Your alma mater plays Bel Air twice.
That's right.
The Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
This was us 20 years ago. Since then, we've grown to over 200 employees. We've helped over 100,000 people purchase, build, renovate, or refinance over $17 billion in loans. We make the mortgage process easy and convenient. Apply online or at one of our local branches. If you're looking to buy, build, renovate, or refinance, go to gmfsmortgage.com to see how we can help change your life today.
This is a house call. This is a follow-up appointment. This is a diabetes checkup. This isn't just more convenient care, it's more advanced care. This is innovating healthcare at Louisiana's #1 hospital, Auctioner.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
At All-Star Toyota, you get it all. If you're in the market for an all-new Toyota vehicle, come see our friendly and knowledgeable sales team at All-Star Toyota. Located in Baton Rouge at the corner of Airline and Goodwood, we've been serving our community since 2005 by offering a large selection of new Toyota cars, trucks, and SUVs. Get behind the wheel of your dream car and take a test drive at All-Star Toyota today.
I've been doing business with Luba for 25 years. They're dependable, trustworthy. It's just the attention to detail with our clients.
Our folks have years and years of experience. They're highly trained professionals. But many companies have that asset. What I'd like to think makes Luba a bit different is that we use those talents in a way that truly is dedicated to serving the needs of the folks who depend on us.
Are you a licensed contractor? There's lots of good contractors in Louisiana doing work the right way, but unfortunately, too many unlicensed contractors licensed for the company doing the work. The Louisiana State Licensing Board for Contractors wants to help you get licensed to allow you to conduct work legally. It's not difficult to get the license. We can help you. Go to lacontractor.org for more information. Licensed contractors, it's the law.
Do you have or have you had COVID-19? Antibody screening or rapid molecular testing can tell you. Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours offers both with results from molecular testing in minutes. Learn more at lakeurgentcare.com.
Toyotathon is happening now at Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
Get into a 20 Camry for $297 a month.
So come on down to Happy Town for Toyotathon. That's Corval Toyota in Opelousas.
Happy Town, USA.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers, offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank and Trust, the bank that cares about you.
The Lake After Hours, Lake Urgent Care Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge.
A couple of precincts just came in. We're tallying votes. I believe that Coach Eric Held might have won the pizza eating contest. I'll have to go back and check. They're going to count them again before the end of the night.
They had a couple hanging chads on those ballots.
That's
weren't
right.
Reported. A couple mail-in.
10 slices without
mail-in ballots.
Without a piece of crust
marked
left.
It wrong with a Sharpie.
Mm-hmm.
Sound familiar?
Neville head football coach Jeff Tannehill is set to join us as the Neville Tigers top Bastrop tonight. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a streak going back to 2008. They've won every year and stayed strong again this evening. Coach Tannehill, I know we spoke to you just before the regular season got started. You were fired up. It's been an interesting year, but how are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm feeling a lot better right now. We got a good win tonight against a good football team, and we're getting better and better each week. And our offense is starting to click a little bit, and but our defense has played really good all year. So the offense is starting to click. So we're really looking forward to playing a few more weeks.
Coach Tannehill, this is a junior-based team.
I think he said he had 62 juniors.
Is that probably
No,
so?
42 juniors.
42 juniors. That's pretty close.
Believe me, when it comes to Neville, no bigger of an embellisher than Todd Black.
That's Eric Hale, by the way, Coach.
Oh, yeah.
Hey,
I
Coach.
know his boy.
Hey, Coach. All righty.
How have you watched that junior class grow up this year?
Well, they a lot of them played as sophomores. Some of them played as freshmen. Our big left tackle, he played when he was a freshman. So, but a lot of them played last year as sophomores. So they've just grown into a bigger and better role this year. They've kind of, taken leadership roles some. And but I really, we've got some seniors that have really stepped up and played this year. We've got some wide receivers and some slot guys, and then we got the transfer from Cedar Creek, Lane Blue, our linebacker. He's really done a tremendous job for our defense this year. And but these two classes put together have really done some good things this year, and I want to see us go a long ways this year in the playoffs.
Coach, let me ask you this. A lot of times we talk about a tough schedule, obviously helps your team mature. What about as a first-year head coach at Neville, obviously being the head coach at prior places, but how has that helped you as the season's progressed? I guess a triple overtime game, and then West Monroe.
Right, they exposed some things that we knew we had to get better at. We had some turnovers against Ruston in the second half and in the fourth quarter that didn't help anything at all. And after a tremendous first half, we kind of, the fourth quarter got us bad, and the momentum just carried us into overtime. We had a chance to win in overtime, but we didn't get it done. And then we roll in the very next week, we got West Monroe, so things didn't get any easier. And West Monroe's defense was, they're as good on defense every year as anybody in the state. They tackle in space better than any team we ever play against. And, that when we play those type of teams, our athletes have to get loose and make things happen. And against West Monroe that night, they only got loose a time or two, and they kind of kept us corralled up, and they ended up, I don't remember, 24-7 or something like that, but they scored real late. So, but, those two, we learned a lot about ourselves, those two games. We learned how to get over a tough loss and jump right back into the fire and play extremely hard. And then we learned how to start executing on both sides of football after that, because those are the things that probably, ended up costing us both games, is the lack of execution. So we've done a really good job of executing since the West Monroe game, and I'm proud of our kids for working extremely hard after those two tough losses.
Coach Jeff Tannehill from Neville is our guest here on the Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Coach, both Timothy Bird and A.J. Allen, I believe, coming into this game had like 9 touchdowns in the past 2 games. What have they meant? I know they're playing behind those big guys up front, but what have they meant to this offense this year?
They've been our go-to guys. Sometimes we have them both in the game at the same time, and it's kind of a two-headed monster. But, the one thing when we talk about executing, some of our young offensive linemen have really matured over the last 3 or 4 weeks, and that's really helped what Timothy and A.J. have done. And then we've got, our quarterback, Brett Batterford, he's pretty good on his feet too, so he's helped the situation, and it's opened up more for them. And, I really think that those two guys are special. They both are extremely fast, great moves, and they're strong runners. And, they're the core part of our offense that keeps this thing going. And then we've got some nifty little receivers out there that can make some things happen too.
So, Coach, you're supposed to have Huntington next week. Are you staying open?
We are currently trying to get a ball game right now. We're not looking to stay open. We'd like to. We need to keep playing. Our guys don't. That off week that we were supposed to play Sterlington, we kind of went backwards a little bit. So I felt like that was something that we don't need to do again. We really need to play, and we need to practice hard and have an opponent to prepare for, and make sure we continue clicking as we get into the playoffs.
Coach Jeff Tannehill from Neville, we wish you the best of luck next week, Coach, and I know we'll be speaking with you again as we work ourselves into the postseason.
Okay, guys. Thank y'all for calling anytime.
All right. Hey, thanks, Jeff. We appreciate it.
All right, Ty.
Yep.
With a team like that, and, you hear from his voice, they want the opportunity to play. They feel like they need the opportunity to play. I would say they're trying to keep their foot on the gas, if you know what I mean.
Jimmy mentioned it earlier. You talk about the Ruston. You talk about, there's these teams that are an upper echelon for a reason, and they don't shy away from competition. They don't shy away from competition.
We'll take a timeout. When we get back, a full scoreboard before we wrap things up on this Week 7, Week 9 edition of the Lake Urgent Care Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Lake Urgent Care, Lake After Hours, Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. A reminder, one more week of the regular season, and then we're into the postseason of this very interesting year. Right here, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge and Cox Sports Television.
This isn't just another day. It's so much more. Kelly's life was put on hold when her auctioneer primary care doctor discovered a rare blood disorder. Her doctor connected her to an auctioneer care team of cancer, heart, and kidney specialists. With multiple primary care locations around Baton Rouge, same-day appointments, and online scheduling, we're relentless about keeping you healthy. Auctioneer Baton Rouge, innovating healthcare for Kelly.
ServiceMaster Elite create clean, disinfected work environments. As a local business, we take pride in serving the New Orleans and Baton Rouge areas. Our cleaning protocols follow CDC and OSHA standards for healthcare settings, offices, senior living, restaurants, and industrial plants. Contact ServiceMaster Elite to get your operation ready for reopening with germ disinfection cleaning. ServiceMaster Elite, the trusted choice in professional cleaning since 1996.
I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business.
I'd make it available in dozens, if not thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
T-Bob Hebert here with breaking news. Front to Back Boat Services is the shop to upgrade your boat tech this fall. With not one but two NMEA certified techs, who better to install your Panoptic sonar, your HD displays. You want to see the fish under the water before you even cast? They have that. Trolling motor you could control with your iPhone? They have that. So what are you waiting for? Get into Front to Back Boat Services right now. Upgrade your boat tech. Make your boating dreams come true. Front to Back Boat Services.
You may not know about the 4Kids Foundation, but you've probably heard of the Zurich Classic. And the Zurich Classic exists because of 4Kids. But it's what happens after the tournament that really counts. 100% of the proceeds are donated by the 4Kids Foundation to hundreds of local charities, totaling more than $40 million, all to help local children and families in need. 4Kids helps kids through golf, because every child deserves a shot at a brighter future.
Gulf Coast Office Products is a nationally recognized Savin office equipment dealer based right here in Louisiana. Over 100 employees strong, Gulf Coast has the boots on the ground to support all vertical markets, from education, engineering, legal, and finance. With the latest in office technology, from desktop to production segment units, Gulf Coast and Savin have the perfect fit for you. Call 225-756-2644. That's 756-2644 for Gulf Coast Office Products.
Do you have or have you had COVID-19? Antibody screening or rapid molecular testing can tell you. Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours offers both, with results from molecular testing in minutes. Learn more at lakeurgentcare.com.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust is a local bank with a straightforward philosophy.
It's about doing the right thing for our customers.
Participating in our community with annual local fundraisers. Offering individual attention in a modern banking atmosphere with a trusted local company. Gulf Coast Bank invested in technology with a local touch, giving our customers the power to bank anywhere, anytime.
We're building relationships through personal service as a bank that cares about you.
Gulf Coast Bank & Trust, the bank that cares about you.
This is a house call. This.
The Lake After Hours, Lake Urgent Care Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show on 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge. The Capital City Scoreboard, presented by Livingston Parish Councilman Gary Talbot.
Catholic Point Capiz shuts out North Central 43-0. Southern Lab 62, Central Private 14. Bruley a 49-6 winner over Glen Oaks. Denham Springs defeats Walker 19-14. Port Allen point better than Dunham 22-21. Dutchtown a 56-14 winner over AJ Ellender. Episcopal shuts out East Feliciana 48-0. Live Oak a 34-20 winner over Pineville. Capital 31, Northeast 22. Madison Prep Chargers 39, Parkview Baptist 15. St. John and White Castle are canceled. University Lab 43, West Feliciana 7.
The Acadiana Scoreboard, backed by GMFS Mortgage.
St. Thomas More defeats Carencro 37-22. Cecilia 60-12 winner over Livonia. Eunice 55, North Vermilion 14. Hamilton Christian and East Beauregard play Saturday at 5. Lafayette Christian shuts out Rain 49-0. Notre Dame 62, Lake Arthur 13. Leesville and Northwood Shreveport is canceled. Church Point 44, Opelousas Catholic 21. Pickering and Kinder tomorrow at 2. Vermilion Catholic 64, Covenant Christian 7. Turlings Catholic 59, St. Martinville 19. DeQuincy 42, Benton 14.
The New Orleans Bayou Scoreboard, pumped by Peak Performance.
Destrehan shuts out Central Lafourche 42-0. Chalmette 50-6 winner over Bonneville. Jesuit defeats Hanville 47-21. E.D. White blanks Berwick 35-0. Vanderbilt Catholic, a 20-6 winner over Covington. Riverside 15, West St. John 14. Newman 76, Cohen 0. John Ehret 57, Grace King 0. St. Charles 40, South Plaquemine 14. John Ehret blanks Grace King 57-0. West Jefferson 41, Riverdale 0. De La Salle, Kenner Discovery, Saturday at 5.
The North and Central Louisiana Scoreboard, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic.
Neville defeats Bastrop 38-15. Manny 61-27 winner over Loyola Prep. Avoyelles 48, Red River 46. Airline a 31-28 winner over Benton. Calvary 56, Haynesville 13. General Trask 54, Delhi 6. Tioga 14, DeRitter 3. Booker T. Washington of Shreveport 36, Evangel 20. North Caddo 40, Jonesboro Hodge 21. Green Oaks defeats Bossier 58-14. Mansfield 46, North Webster 20. Caldwell Parish 34, Buckeye 6.
The North Shore Scoreboard, brightened by Musco Lighting.
Jewel Sumner defeats Bogalusa 7-6. Mandeville shuts out Hammond 50-0. North Lake Christian a 25-13 winner over Pope John Paul II. Lakeshore 41, Pearl River 14. Amite's a 35-7 winner over Pine. Salmon 28, Franklinton 13. And Ponchatoula 35, St. Paul's 28.
Thanks so much to Skip, Charlie, Will, Dustin, everyone behind the scenes getting all our scores tonight. Speaking of Musco Lighting, it is time to remember our Musco Lighting Student Athlete of the Week. Our Musco Lighting Student Athlete of the Week is Harper Burns, and Harper Burns, a 2019-2020 AP Scholar with Honors. He was a 2019-2020 National Merit Scholarship Program commended student. 2020 Principals List with a 4.0 and currently a cumulative GPA of 3.80. Last ACT score, 31. Member of the following clubs: National Honor Society, Beta Club, Mu Alpha Theta, student council member as well. Harper is also currently enrolled in one dual enrollment course, 2 honors classes, and 2 AP classes. Harper Burns, from Parkview Baptist, our Musco Lighting Student Athlete of the Week.
Teams, you want to mention St. Thomas More, Karen Crow. Dutchtown wins again tonight. Are they a little bit under the radar right now?
The only thing that throws me on that one, that they're playing well, they're just getting back to playing, but that Woodlawn loss concerned me.
Mm-hmm.
But, how their quarterback plays and how they distribute the ball, I should say, not the quarterback, but how they distribute the ball other to people than Sampson is key to Dutchtown. A little shocked by the Jesuit Hanville score tonight, 47-21. Jesuit a big winner.
And they got Destrehan next week.
Right. And that's kind of, you wonder, was Hanville looking towards that a little bit. Ponchatoula, Hank Tierney, going back to some option offense, I believe, with Jacoby Matthews as the quarterback, who's going to be the top athlete in the 2020 class. With a big win district championship, at least secured it. I know they're not recognizing district championships, but that pretty much wins it for those guys. And St. Thomas More with the 37-22 winner over Karen Crow. Those are two teams that are both ranked number 1 in the power rankings. In 4A, they were 1 and 2 overall.
Speaking of 4A, so Lakeshore gets the win tonight over Pearl River. That advances them to 3-4 in the season, but based on that district, which is 9-4A, a win next week gives them a chance to win that district, considering kind of an interesting year. They've had a couple of, undefeated regular seasons, and this year, just not the same year we're used to seeing them, but they still have a chance to defend that district championship, so to speak, with a 4-4 record.
I don't know what their seed will be, but at 12 o'clock, they'll update on gopreps.com. We can check them out then.
Also, a couple of big games tomorrow. Curtis and Rummel down in New Orleans. Brother Martin was scheduled to play Holy Cross. Decided not to play because of COVID situation or contact.
Yeah, but I wonder, like last week he was whining about not playing,
I'll be honest with you. Holy Cross is 1-4 and have not been competitive in their last 3 games versus Warren Easton, Rummel, and Curtis. Don't know if that's the reason why or not, but can't really answer it. We just have to go by what he says. But the big game tomorrow is right here in Baton Rouge at Memorial Stadium at 7:30. You can hear it here on 104.5 ESPN Radio as Acadiana comes to town, the Reagan Rams, to play Coach Gabe Fertitta's Catholic High Bears.
I think it's a doubleheader. West Side is playing.
West Side's going to play before. Yeah, because we have not received a West Side score tonight.
Bears only giving up 8 points a game on average this year defensively. I don't know if they're as good as what we saw from Rummel, but they're having a pretty darn good season.
Predictions. Yeah. Eric?
I talked to Coach Fertitta yesterday, and he said, we're not losing. I don't know if that's bulletin board material, but he feels pretty confident. And, Coach, hats off to both of these coaches for looking to play anyone.
Not only this week.
Not only this week, but any week. But it almost happened last week. However, Ruston had already played Acadiana earlier this year, and so it ended up working out well where Catholic went on the road up to Ruston. And, I mean, Ruston's legit.
And that was physical game, which is going to be legit. Tomorrow night. It is going to be physical, too,
very
for
much
Catholic.
So. God, your thoughts?
I like Acadiana by a touchdown.
And I picked Catholic High in like 24-17 type game. But like you said, their defense is legit. They're really, really good. And Catholic High, what does concern me is Ruston ran the veer all over them last week. And so that kind of concerns me. Now, the difference is they have a week to prepare for it other than one day.
But the freshman quarterback has made a big difference for Catholic.
And I talked with Dixon McMakin about that today. He has. He's thrown the football really well for him. He gives them another option, they can expand their offense a little bit. But here's the thing I'm concerned about. He hasn't played Acadiana yet. I know he played a few snaps against Ruston and stuff like that. How does he handle that adversity, and the speed of the game is going to be key for Catholic High.
Sure. Great.
Dixon McMakin and Mr. Saturday Night, Kevin Franklin this week on the call tomorrow night, 7:30, 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, a heck of a ball game. We've had 2 straight weekends here in the Baton Rouge area with a good game on Saturday, so look forward to I don't know what the ticket situation is. I'm sure you can space a lot of people out at Memorial, so if you can get there and show some love, if not, listen in on the radio. Coach Held, thanks so much for being here tonight. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. Enjoy it as usual.
Thanks to Skip and to Dustin and to Will and Charlie producing our program. We've got Joseph and Casey. For Todd and Jimmy, I'm Cade. We'll see you next week for the regular season finale of Lake Urgent Care Lake After Hours Louisiana Prep Scoreboard Show. Good night, everybody.
If I built a van, it would do more than haul.
It would carry my entire business.
I'd make it available in dozens. Make that thousands of configurations.
It would keep an eye on my fleet.
And an eye out for danger.
If I built a van, I'd make it available in diesel and gas. And I'd build it right here in South Carolina.
Introducing the all-new Sprinter, starting at $33,790. Built in the USA. Mercedes-Benz. Vans. Born to run.
Service Master Elite create clean, disinfectant